Hey, welcome back to Ganny's Story Time. Today's story is Dinner at the Panda Palace. And here's the Panda Palace. The story was written by Stephanie Kalmanson. That means that she is the author. Illustrated by Nadine Bernard Westcott means Miss Nadine is the one who drew all these pictures. And HarperCollins Publishers is the one who took the words of the story with the pictures and made it into a book so you and I could hold it and read it. Today's story begins at the Panda Palace. The Panda Palace opened at 6 one night. All the tables were ready. The room was just right. As the diners arrived, they were graciously greeted. Mr. Panda himself helped each one get seated. An elephant came first with a trunk that was gray. I don't know if he's talking about that trunk or this trunk. He'd been out on the road selling peanuts all day. I'm enormously hungry. My bag weighs a ton. That must be this bag. I would like to sit down. Have you a table for one? And look at Mr. Crocodile. They're directing him to the table for one. The lions came next. 1, 2. They were dropped off outside. Welcome, your highnesses. How was your ride? Oh, man, traffic was awful. The bumps were bad, too. We're so glad to be here. Is there a table for two? So they direct him to a table for two. Along came some pigs who needed to hide. Quick, Mr. Panda, let us inside. There's a wolf on our trail. We must lose him, you see. We'll stay here for dinner. Have you a table for 3? Look at this, that wolf, hungry wolf, coming after a pig with straw, one with sticks, and one with bricks. That must be the 3 little pigs coming to eat. A proud group of peacocks with feathers fanned wide was a most splendid sight for the others inside. With heads held up high, they walked through the door. Do we need reservations, or can you seat 4? Have you ever seen a peacock with his feathers fanned open wide? They are so pretty. They can be colorful. But there can also be a white peacock that's got white feathers, and she's just beautiful. And then, one by one, the monkeys arrived. Whoa. They went swinging across to their table for 5, because there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 monkeys. The giraffes had just painted the rooftops in town. If there's a table for 6, we would like to sit down. They're tired. Look, they're carrying their paint cans around their neck. They've been painting the rooftops because they're tall. They can get that high. The hyenas walked in and laughed right out loud. They've never seen such a wonderful crowd. We've come from afar for our family meeting. There are 7 of us. We do hope you have seating. So the laughing hyenas, there's 7 of them, and they wanted to be seated to eat. Then a party of penguins coming straight from a ball waddled in through the door, hats, jewels, and all. So they got their hats and jewels around their neck and on their head, their crowns. This is just the right place for our elegant date. Please, Mr. Panda, is there room for 8? Is there a table for 8? The Honey Bear All-Stars with gloves, balls, and bats had played a great game with the Tiger's striped cats. We hit 3 home runs, and so we're feeling just fine. Now it's time for a party. Is there room here for 9? The Bears, they had a great game, and now there's 9 of them coming to eat. Well, here, chick. There, chick. Where's the mother hen? Oh, here she comes now to her table for 10. So if there's 1 mother, that means there's got to be 9 chicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 chicks. And then mama makes 10. So they're going to their table for 10. The restaurant was humming. The waiters moved fast. Feeding 55 diners was no easy task. That's a lot of people to feed at one time. Then, through all the noise, came a knock at the door. A tiny mouse asked, "Is there room for 1 more?" "Ooh, is there room?" Mr. Panda looked left and Mr. Panda looked right. All the tables were filled at the palace that night. Did he say, "I'm sorry, we have a full house. We can't fit one more, not even a mouse"? Do you think that's what he said? No, not Mr. Panda. He found one more seat. In no time, the mouse had a fine meal to eat. Look at that. That's the trunk that the elephant carried in at the very beginning. And Mr. Panda used it right there. He used it to make the table and the seat for the mouse. So, if you're ever hungry and you're going that way, just see Mr. Panda. And here is what he'll say. No matter how many, no matter how few, there will always be room at the palace for you. So, that is the end of that story, Dinner at Panda Palace. Ganny just wants you guys to know that reading can be fun. Work on building a library for your home. You can have books at your house. You can get them from thriftbooks.com. You can get them from yard sales, from the Salvation Army, from Goodwill. They have books everywhere. And if you get a book that's not your favorite, but somebody else might like it, give it to a friend or donate it to a library, to a children's hospital. I just want you to know reading can be fun. And the better you get at reading, the easier it's going to be to get a job that you like as you get older. Parents, just encourage your kids to read. Let them read to you, to brothers and sisters, to their cousins. It's always a good thing to do. I'm doing this for my grandkids, Hash Brown, Mediddlin, and Jumpin' Jack. I want them to know that Ganny enjoyed reading, and I want them to carry on that tradition. And I even read, books for people my age. I like kids' books for little ones and just good suspense stories for me. Anyway, for my three, Hash Brown, Mediddlin, and Jumpin' Jack, good night, and until next time. And for everybody else, thank you for tuning in. If you like the story, hit like. You can hit subscribe, and you'll know when I put up more stories. And here is a great big hug for all of you guys. I have 99 or more other stories online that you can tune into and listen to. Thank you for listening and for your time. Good night.